In a world of digital online payments, gateways have become the bridge between you and your payment processor. My name's Don, and I'm from Chargent. If you're an admin or consultant looking to implement Chargent using Authorize.net, then you are in the right place. In this video, we'll teach you how to integrate the Authorize.net gateway with Salesforce. We'll cover the installation and configuration of Chargent in a Salesforce Sandbox, where all of Chargent's features are activated and available for testing. All right, let's get started. Step 1, install Chargent. First things first, install Chargent using our Package Installation Manager, aka the PIM. We'll leave a link to the PIM in the description below. The installation will take a few minutes to complete, installing 3 packages in your org: Chargent Base, Chargent Transactions, and Chargent Anywhere. We recommend refraining from navigating away from the PIM during installation. Some browsers include a memory mode that may interrupt your installation. And before we move on, keep in mind that your success is our priority. If you have questions about connecting Authorize.net, just reach out to our support team by clicking the link in the description. Your journey with Chargent starts now, and we are excited to be part of it. Step 2, set up your Authorize.net Sandbox account. After installing Chargent, make sure you've created a free Authorize.net Sandbox account. This will allow you to run test credit card and bank account transactions before going live with real payments. Once you've created your Auth.net Sandbox account, you'll need to find and save a few important gateway credentials. To find these, log into your Auth.net Sandbox account, go to the Account tab, click API Credentials and Keys. Copy and save the API login ID found on this page. You'll also need a transaction key, which can be generated by selecting the New Transaction Key radio button, then clicking Submit. And as a note, this key will only display once, so make sure you save it somewhere secure. And if you lose your key, don't worry. You can always generate a new one if necessary. Step 3, assigning Chargent permissions. With your credentials in hand, it's time to start configuring Chargent. You'll want to make sure that your users have the correct permissions. So after logging into your Salesforce org, click the app launcher in the upper left-hand corner of the screen and choose the Chargent app. Click the Chargent Settings tab. And if this is your first time visiting Chargent settings, you'll need to complete the OAuth and sign in with your credentials. Select the drop-down arrow next to Global Settings. From here, click the Manage User Permissions sub-tab. Chargent permissions are grouped by user role. Make sure to add any users who will be configuring Chargent to the Chargent admin user under the Assigned User column. Similarly, add any community users, guest users, or standard users as needed. As a note, if you're testing Chargent in a production or developer org, you'll also need to assign Chargent licenses. They're not required in a Sandbox org. If you want to learn more, see our extended gateway guide. It's linked below. Step 4, creating your gateway integration. Now that your permissions are assigned, you can create your gateway integration in Salesforce. From the Chargent Settings tab, click the Setup Wizard sub-tab. Since we've chosen our gateway, we'll select Yes. Choose Authorize.net from the dropdown and click Continue. Add the API login ID and transaction key that we saved earlier. If testing in a production or developer org, make sure you select the Test Transactions tab. This tab isn't present in Sandbox, and all transactions are sent to Authorize.net's test endpoint. Go ahead and click Sign In. If successful, you'll see a green confirmation box. Click Continue and answer the remaining questions, such as whether or not you'll use tokenization, which we recommend you do. And then complete the Setup Wizard. If you have any questions about these settings, refer to our Gateway Setup Wizard documentation, which dives into each question in detail. And that's it. You've configured your Authorize.net integration in your Salesforce org. And lastly, step 5. Lastly, testing is critical to success with most things Salesforce, but exponentially so when dealing with payment processing. At a minimum, create a few test charges to ensure everything is working properly. We recommend testing various gateway responses and payment method types before going live with Chargent. For additional instructions and best practices, refer to our Testing Chargent documentation. And you're all set. You just integrated Authorize.net with Salesforce in record time. Your boss is going to think that you're a rock star. My name's Don, and I'm from Chargent, where we're dedicated to helping aspiring Salesforce payment geeks like you be a superstar for your organization. And don't forget to contact us if you need help. We've got a link in the description below. For more helpful tips, check out this next video. And remember, we're always here to help.